Hawaii's debate just wrapped up, featuring the candidates for governor and lieutenant governor. Bridget Namata joins us now with the recap. Bridget.
Marissa, Governor David Ige is intent on staying as head of the state, but his opponent, Andrea Tupola, who has been a state representative since 2014, made it clear she wants to step up to the plate to be a different kind of leader. Governor David Ige and his opponent, Republican State Representative Andrea Tupola, squared off at the KHON2 studios tonight, and it was all business. The first topic, Hawaii's high cost of living. Ige said his administration worked to reduce the cost of living by reducing the cost of education. He brought up the early college program, which allows any high school student to take college courses at the same time.
You know, we had the first cohort of students who finished the early college program, and they actually graduated with their Associate of Arts degree before they graduated from high school.
Tupola countered by bringing up the amount of state taxes.
The reality is that we're the second highest tax state in the nation. Sometimes we hit the first. We have the GE tax, TAT tax, income tax. Right now, we definitely need to address the fact that the GE tax is put on food and medicine. We've been proposing this every year since I've been a legislator. We're only one of 7 states that taxes groceries. Something as simple as groceries and medicine, but yet it is essential for every family across the state of Hawaii. In order for us to really address the cost of living, we have to talk about decreasing taxes.
The opponents had the opportunity to ask each other questions. Tupola wanted to know specifics about affordable housing.
I wanted to know personally how many homes were built for DHHL last year and how many people of the 44,000 applicants can intend to get a lease from the Department of Hawaiian Homelands within the next 4 years.
Well, thank you very much for that question. You know, I'm very committed to restoring beneficiaries to the lands as required by the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. You know, we have appropriated $25.1 million in operating funds, the highest operating budget ever in the history of the department, which allows us to create the staff so that we can implement the programs that can move forward and get the job done.
Ige mentioned Tupola replaced Beth Fukumoto as House Minority Leader and asked if there were any policies she disagreed with Trump on.
To me, it was very important that we have a balanced two-party system and that we find ways, even when we disagree, to find ways forward. And so I'm committed because we can't always choose who we work with, but we can always choose how we work with them. So even in the disagreements that I've had with the legislators or with the federal government, I'm committed to always finding paths forward so that the people of Hawaii can benefit from my decisions.
The difference between myself and Andrea is that I disagree with Trump's policies on immigration, on affordable health care, on women's reproductive rights, because I believe that they are contrary to the values that we share in our communities.
The candidates for Lieutenant Governor, Democrat Josh Green and Republican Marissa Kearns, also took part in our debate. If you missed any part of it or would like to watch it again, we posted the entire thing on our website, khon2.com. Marissa?
Bridget, thank you. So overall, how did the candidates do? Let's go to Howard now, who's standing by with our political analyst, Dr. John Hart. Hey, Howard.
Thank you very much. Yeah, back here with Dr. John Hart. So you've very closely and intimately been following this election, as you do every election. You had a chance to watch the 2 candidates for governor. Anything at this late juncture surprise you? Did both of them do what they needed to do?
No surprises. I would say this is a win-win for them both. Representative Tupola is an excellent speaker. She's a good debater. If you want to get into the weeds, she won many of the small points. Governor Ige protecting a huge lead, does not make any major gaffes. He's been battle-tested in some very hard debates with Representative Hanabusa, and he certainly did enough to keep his huge lead going. I think both camps will be happy with the jobs their candidates did this evening.
Hey, obviously very challenging for Andrea Tupola and the Republican Party here in Hawaii. What do you foresee, regardless of what happens 3 weeks from now in the general election, her future, whether it be 3 weeks, 4 years, 6 years down the road?
Well, I think this is a win for her, regardless of what happens the first Tuesday in November. She presents herself well. She's articulate. I think she is the new face of the Republican Party if she chooses to be so.